Imagine a love so wild and forbidden that it defies the very fabric of nature. A love that dances on the edge of myth and reality, daring to challenge ancient customs and the wrath of the unseen. This is the story of a young boy whose heart beat to a secret rhythm, a call from the depths of a mystical lagoon where the forbidden awaited. It is a tale of passion, danger, and destiny, set against the timeless backdrop of our African soil. In a small village, nestled between whispering forests and a river that sang ancient songs, there lived a boy named Kofi. Each day he trudged the dusty path to school, his mind wandering as freely as the wind through the baobab trees. His heart, however, belonged to something, or rather someone, no one could ever understand. For in the depths of a hidden lagoon, far from prying eyes and the strictures of his elders, dwelled a mermaid whose beauty and sorrow were as deep as the water itself. From the moment Kofi first heard her voice, an echo of a lullaby carried on the night breeze, he was ensnared by a yearning he could not explain. The villagers whispered of the lagoon's enchantment, that on nights when the moon shone silver and bright, a mysterious figure would emerge, her song luring those with tender hearts to the water's edge. No one dared approach, for the love between mortal and mermaid was as forbidden as it was fated to bring misfortune. Yet Kofi, with eyes full of wonder and a rebellious spark in his soul, found himself drawn to that very call. One steamy afternoon, when the relentless sun blazed overhead and the chatter of his classmates faded into background noise, Kofi made a choice that would forever alter his destiny. He skipped school, not out of defiance against the rigid structure of education, but because his heart insisted that the lagoon and the mysterious song of the water held a truth too vital to ignore. He left behind the familiar clamor of lessons and laughter, venturing into the embrace of the forest where shadows told stories of old. As Kofi walked along a winding path, each step resonating with a mix of trepidation and exhilaration, the forest seemed to come alive. The rustling leaves whispered secrets of ancient lovers and tragic heroes, and the scent of damp earth mingled with the promise of magic. In the distance, the gentle hum of water grew louder, and the air shimmered with an otherworldly glow. There, nestled among giant ferns and flowering shrubs, lay the enchanted lagoon, a mirror reflecting both the brilliance of the day and the mysteries of night. Kofi's heart pounded like a drum as he approached the water's edge. The surface rippled, disturbed by a presence unseen, and then she emerged, a vision that defied both time and nature. Her hair cascaded like liquid midnight, framing a face that was at once delicate and strong. Her eyes sparkled with the luminescence of stars, and her skin bore the gentle iridescence of moonlit pearls. With each graceful movement, the water seemed to dance around her, celebrating her ethereal beauty. "Welcome, Kofi," she whispered, her voice soft and alluring, as if she had known him for an eternity. "I have awaited you, my love." In that surreal moment, the world fell away. The boundaries between human and myth blurred, and Kofi found himself lost in the depths of her gaze. It was as if every heartbeat, every breath, had been leading him to this forbidden encounter. Yet deep within the recesses of his mind, a quiet voice warned him of the ancient prophecies, of a love that, though intoxicating, carried the weight of inevitable sorrow. But the allure was too potent to resist. In the days that followed, Kofi forsook the lessons of his teachers and the expectations of his community to meet his mermaid beloved. Under the cloak of twilight, he would slip away, guided by the silver glow of the moon, to the secret lagoon where love transcended the ordinary. Together, they swam beneath a canopy of starlight, sharing whispered confessions and dreams of a world where they could be free. In her presence, Kofi felt his spirit soar, liberated from the mundane constraints of mortal life. Yet, as with all forbidden passions, shadows lurked behind the brilliance of their union. The elders of the village had long warned that the lagoon was sacred, a realm where the spirits of water and earth mingled with mortal destinies. A human heart entwined with a water spirit is a perilous thing, they would say, their voices grave with the weight of ancestral wisdom. Such love invites a curse that can never be undone. But love, once awakened, cares little for warnings. Kofi's heart blazed with a defiant fire, and he believed that together they could forge a path through fate's cruel decrees. Each stolen moment was a rebellion against the natural order, a testament to the power of passion over reason. And yet, the forces that govern nature are not so easily swayed. For as Kofi's clandestine meetings with his mermaid lover grew more frequent, the balance of the lagoon began to shift. One moonlit night, as the cool water lapped gently against the shore and the forest murmured in anticipation, the couple's tender embrace was shattered by a sudden, ominous tremor. The water, once calm and inviting, roiled with an angry energy. The once distant song of the forest transformed into a cacophony of wailing winds and crashing waves. In that moment, Kofi realized that the ancient spirits, guardians of the lagoon, had taken notice. "You must leave now, Kofi," the mermaid pleaded, her voice laced with both fear and sorrow. "Our love, no matter how pure, has disturbed the sacred balance. The river's wrath is upon us, and if you remain, you will bring ruin not only upon yourself but upon our entire village." But the boy's love was as stubborn as it was profound. "I cannot abandon you," he cried, clinging to her as the waters churned with supernatural fury. "Our hearts have found solace in each other. Tell me there is a way to be together, even if it means defying the gods themselves." Her eyes, once radiant with the promise of eternal love, now shimmered with tears and resigned despair. "There is a price for such defiance," she murmured. "Our union is forbidden by the very fabric of existence. To continue would be to invite a curse that no mortal soul can escape." As the storm of the gods raged around them, a figure emerged from the depths, a majestic spectral presence known as Mami Wata, the ancient guardian of the waters. Her voice boomed like distant thunder, carrying the authority of centuries past. "How dare you, mortal, disturb the natural order? The bond between human and mermaid is not meant for the realms of our world. Choose now, forsake this forbidden love, or suffer the eternal consequences." In that charged moment, Kofi's heart was torn asunder. The echo of Mami Wata's decree reverberated through the night, and the weight of destiny pressed upon him. The choice was excruciating: to continue embracing a love that defied both nature and tradition, or to sever the connection that had become his sole source of hope and joy. The mermaid, with a voice barely audible over the tempest, made her choice before he could speak. "I cannot bear to see you suffer, my love," she whispered, her tone a bittersweet blend of affection and resignation. "For our love to endure, one must transcend the bounds of this world. I shall bind myself to the water, forever a spirit of the deep, so that you may remain in the realm of man with a curse that would claim your soul." Kofi's cry of anguish was swallowed by the howling wind. In that heart-wrenching instant, he understood that their love, as boundless and luminous as it was, demanded a sacrifice greater than he had ever imagined. With trembling hands and tear-stained cheeks, he held her close, committing every detail of her face to memory: the curve of her smile, the glisten of her tears, and the silent promise of a love that would endure beyond mortal confines. In the days that followed, Kofi's life was shrouded in a profound melancholy. He returned to school, his presence in the classroom a ghost of the passionate spirit he once was. The mundane lessons and routine chatter could not fill the void left by the loss of his forbidden love. Yet every time he passed by the edge of the forest, every ripple in a quiet stream, he felt her presence, a soft murmur in the wind, a glint of silver beneath the water's surface. The village, too, was forever changed by the echoes of that fateful night. Elders recounted the tale with a mixture of reverence and sorrow, warning the young of the peril in daring to challenge the ancient laws. "There is beauty in defiance," they would say, "but nature's balance is a fragile thing, and some loves, no matter how pure, are never meant to be." Kofi spent many restless nights beneath a star-strewn sky, his heart caught between two worlds. The mermaid's sacrifice had granted him reprieve from the curse, but it had also woven a permanent ache into his soul, a reminder that some bonds once formed cannot be easily undone. In his dreams, he often returned to the lagoon, where he would see her gliding gracefully through the water, an eternal symbol of a love that was both wondrous and doomed. And so, my friends, the story of Kofi, the boy who skipped school to meet his mermaid girlfriend, lives on as a whispered legend, a timeless parable of passion, sacrifice, and the inexorable pull of fate. It reminds us that love, in its purest and most forbidden form, is a force that can challenge even the might of gods and the laws of nature. Yet it also serves as a cautionary tale that the path of defiance, though lit by the fires of desire, is fraught with consequences that may linger long after the final note of the mermaid's song has faded into silence. In the quiet moments before dawn, when the world is hushed and dreams seem almost tangible, one might still hear the distant echo of that magical night. For in every ripple of water and every whisper of the wind, the spirit of their forbidden love endures. A reminder that sometimes the heart's wildest yearnings must be paid for with the currency of sacrifice and loss. Thus ends our tale, a bittersweet melody woven into the tapestry of our land, where the brave hearts who dare to love beyond the limits of mortal understanding are forever remembered. And as you journey through your own nights, may you carry with you the memory of Kofi and his mermaid, a tale of a love that defied all odds and became a legend for the ages.